Now that my wife has left for work and I've started cleaning up after breakfast, I've thought of a few things, and I'd like to share it with you. Have you guys heard of that song by Ludacris? I can't think of the name of it. It's probably called something to do with hoes. Anyways, one of the lines go like this. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Hoes don't act right. And I used to think it was true, but I think I proved it wrong. I turned a hoe into a housewife. I'll get to that in a bit of why she's a housewife, because right now I'm the one at home. I'm the one that cooked breakfast, and I'm the one that's cleaning. Now that I think about it, she turned a hoe into a housewife. Fuck. I'll admit, I may or may not have been a hoe before I met Karina. But she was a hoe too before she met me. How do I know this, you might ask? Well, I can't prove it. I don't know it. It's not like I have any tangible evidence, but I have good intuition. The two biggest contributors to me knowing that she was a hoe prior to me meeting her was that she has a vagina and that she was in Cuba. If you have a vagina and you're in Guantanamo Bay, you're a Gitmo hoe. That's just the way that it works. Very few meet the exception to that. The amount of women that meet that criteria are so minute that I'm not even going to credit them. Those hoes, they don't deserve the credit. So, why do I have the fucking balls to say I turned a hoe into a housewife when I'm the one that cooked breakfast and is cleaning? Well, first, let me clarify the phrase housewife, because I think I'm using it ambiguously. I'm not speaking of housewife in the sense of that their sole purpose, duty, job, and responsibility is to pamper, cook, and clean for their significant other. In that sense, if I were to leave for about a week and come back, the house would be a fucking wreck. Why would it have been a wreck? Because in that sense, my sole purpose, duty, and job was to cook, clean, and keep everything in order. And if I wasn't there, it wouldn't get done. My understanding of housewife is it's a role that can be swapped. Think of relationships as a team, and every team should have a mission. I'm about to provide you guys with a very vague mission statement for Karina and I's relationship. Our mission statement is something on the lines of this. We strive to endure as many exciting moments together as possible while receiving the least amount of resistance or hardship. So, how can we have a lot of exciting moments together with the least amount of resistance or hardship? You remember how that one time I talked about being proactive? Well, in order to have the most amount of fucking exciting moments together, we have to proactively respond to negative things. And by negative things, I mean things that aren't as exciting, or aren't exciting to begin with. For example, doing the dishes, doing the laundry, sweeping, mopping. Those aren't exciting, and those shouldn't be something anyone in a relationship should look forward to doing together. So I, being in the role of a housewife, tries to take care of all that shit before Karina gets home from work so we can hang out and have exciting moments together. And I know right now you're probably like, motherfucker, you ain't doing shit. You're just on your Snapchat for the past fucking half hour. What are you doing? Well, I just wiped down all the dishes and I fucking put them in the dishwasher, so I'm letting that do its thing while I'm Snapchatting with you. So if I am proactive and I get to take care of all that shit before Karina gets home, then when she does get home, we can go for a walk or play some fucking Xbox or have sex. But if I'm not proactive, we could still do that fun shit anyways, but once it's over, we're going to have a miserable time together cleaning. And I don't mean miserable because we clean together occasionally and we make it fun, but it's not as fun as sex. Come on. Now, before I go into exactly what PC balance is, I'd like to share with you a little story. Have you ever heard of Aesop's fable of the goose and the golden egg? Well, growing up, I heard of the story of the goose and the golden egg, but I never actually heard the story. So I had no idea what it was or what it meant or what it stood for. So I'm going to assume that none of you guys know what the fuck it is or what you've heard is wrong. So I'm going to tell it to you like it is. The Goose and the Golden Egg is a story about a farmer who had a crop of fucking geese. Well, not crop, but fucking like a herd or a flock of geese, alright? So he raised these geese and whatnot, and he's poor as shit, alright? So on one of his usual days where he was walking, checking up on his geese, he stumbled upon a nest that had a golden egg. And just like you and me, if we stumbled across the golden egg and we rose geese, well, I'll speak for myself, I'd be like, bullshit. But regardless of what I did in the moment, one of the things that I would do would take that golden egg to get it inspected to see if it's really gold. But enough about me and what I would do. Let's get back to the story. Well, enough about me, back to the story. The farmer did exactly that. He took the egg back home where he learned, to his delight, that it was a golden egg. Pure gold. Every morning thereafter, he went to the goose to find a golden egg. Soon later, he became fabulously wealthy. But as he grows rich, he grows greedy. The farmer soon becomes impatient with the output of golden eggs by the goose. He wants all the golden eggs and he wants them now. So finally, in an attempt to get all the gold from the goose at once, he kills the goose and opens the bitch up. And as you may suspect, he didn't find any golden eggs. Now that's a story of P and PC balance. So what is P and what is PC? P is product, the golden egg. PC is product capability, the goose. See, everybody wants the product. In order to get the product, you must maintain product capability. Koreanized product would be moments of excitement. Our product capability would be free time. In order to get free time, we must eliminate all the tasks of cleaning and dishes and shit like that. The two ways to destroy our product capability would be this. Or these. This or these? I don't know. Fuck it. The first way would be to totally neglect all the cleaning. And then to spend as much time as possible doing things that would excite us. Now initially that could work. But after a prolonged amount of time, fucking dishes will stack up, laundry will stack up, the house will be filthy. And then, how happy could we be with ourselves, let alone each other, if our fucking life's a wreck, you know? The other way to neglect our PC balance would be constantly cleaning the entire time to try to make it fucking perfect. In that sense, we would never be doing anything for enjoyment unless we legitimately and sincerely enjoyed cleaning. So that's where the balance comes into play. I got kind of bored and wanted to change things up and make weird faces, just cause. So our balance would be to devote enough time cleaning and taking care of tasks so we would allot enough time to have excitement together. Just a side note, when I first started these snaps, it was dark outside. Not anymore. I'd like to think that this snap touched on a few important previous snap stories I had. We talked about the habit of being proactive, the habit of putting first things first as the time management matrix, and this one's PC balance. If you have any ideas, matters, or topics you'd want me to talk about, just let me know. Shoot me a Snapchat and maybe I'll talk about them.